Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome journalist and author of Bargain Fever, Mr. Mark Ellwood.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming. It's very exciting because this is actually our first event here this week for Chicago Ideas Week 2013. So really, thank you for coming. And thank you to Edelman, our sponsors, who've helped us put this all together. We have 130 events of all kinds going on this week. You can find out more about all the others at chicagoideas.com. And please, if you're socialing about this, feel free to hashtag it. Our hashtag is CIW. Nice and short, doesn't take too much space. We have lots of topics for you this week. Food, music, work, storytellers, even hip-hop. But right now, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, thank goodness, because I'm one of the people talking about it. It's about the consumer. I want you to think about when you went to somewhere like Amazon the other day and you put something into your cart, and then you forgot about it, close the browser window. It's really weird, because a few days later, you start seeing ads for that product on other sites, which seems weird. How did they know that? Well, of course, they know that because of those clever little cookies on your computer. Suddenly, it feels like, as a consumer, Big Brother is watching us more than ever. He may be, but that's not the whole story. And that's what I and 5 other hopefully fascinating speakers are here to talk to you about, to even the playing field. We're going to talk about how men and women buy and consume differently. We're going to talk about memes. And we're also going to talk about what makes a product really bullseye. But I'm going to start, as long as this clicker works. Oh, you know, it always happens like this, right at the beginning. Can we move forward, please, gang? There, deep breath. It's always one problem, it's better it happens at the beginning. So, we're going to start thinking about why you should never pay full price for anything ever again. And I promise you, that's the case. And where should we start when we talk about bargains? Black Friday. Is any day more synonymous with discounts than Black Friday? And just as a warning, Black Friday this year is 38 days away. Just 38, just over a month. Now, we all have seen the scenes. People grabbing $4,000 TVs for $200. And we've also seen the fights, the tasering, the pepper sprays, the shooting. My favorite Black Friday brawl was between mothers and daughters catfighting about yoga gear. And something about that seemed a little contradictory. Black Friday, though, is getting bigger and bigger. It's not Thanksgiving anymore, is it? It's Grey Thursday. I'm sure you saw the news over the weekend that Macy's in Chicago and in New York will break its 155-year tradition of staying closed on Thanksgiving. It will open at 8 p.m. That bests Black Midnight, people sitting out there all night in their cleverly branded caps, waiting for deals. But something about that expansion of Black Friday tipped me off to something, and I'm sure you've noticed this too. It feels like deals and discounts are bigger than ever. And you're not wrong. 10 years ago, retailers sold between 15 and 20% of their inventory at promotional price year-round. Today, they sell between 40 and 45%. Sales of sales have more than doubled in a decade. Just think about that. It makes you feel ripped off when you don't pay full price. When you pay full price. I think it's obvious when you think about flash sales, Gilt, Ideally, Rue La La. It feels like a new outlet mall is opening every week, like the one that just opened just outside O'Hare. And of course, we are in Chicago, so it's Groupon Town. But why did this happen? Why have deals become such a literal everyday thing? And what does it mean? Well, I want you to think about TV. Storage Wars. Amazing show. I love it. And I'm sure, I can see nodding faces. 1 in 10 American household, 1 in 10 now has a storage space of some kind. That is up 65% since the late 1990s. 65%. Hoarders, real heartstring tugging problems of people who are just so many books, so many clothes, they can barely live in their own homes. And of course, one of my favorite shows ever, extreme couponing. And I'm sure everyone's seen it, even if you're all pretending you haven't. Everyone's seen it. And we've all seen those women standing there, and they are mostly women, standing there with their stockpiles, proudly proclaiming that they got overage. In other words, they got paid to spend at the supermarket. But what do all these shows have in common? They have stuff in common. And specifically, too much stuff. And that is the nubbin of this problem. Since the early 1980s, brick-and-mortar retail space in America has increased at a steady pace every year. Just brick-and-mortar, 4% a year. Over that same period, the American population has increased by about 1% a year, just under 1%, actually. What does that tell you? It tells you that the supply and demand curve is the wrong way around. In this 3D Sky Mall catalog that we live in, full of too much stuff, there are not enough buyers and too many sellers. If there are too many sellers, what does that do? Softens the price. My favorite anecdote about this is toothpaste. I've brushed my teeth with Crest since I was about 3 years old, because we have it in England too. It was launched in 1955 in a small tube, a big tube, and a giant tube for hospitals in original flavor. And it took 10 years for Procter & Gamble to launch Mint in 1965. If you walk into Walgreens on Michigan Avenue now, you see this, 151 Crest-branded products. I know I always get confused, I don't know about you, but I can never remember which of the Crests I bought last time, and I always buy the wrong one, because it's just too confusing. That's the heart of the problem. The same thing, in 1980, there were 8 brands of blue jean in America, 8 major brands. There are now 800. 800. But this surfeit of stuff, unfortunately, beautifully collides with this. I'm sure some scientists out there know what that is. I didn't. But that's the dopamine molecule. And I'm sure you have heard of dopamine. It's one of those brain chemicals that is very pop culture aware. The problem is that we tend to misunderstand what it does. We think dopamine is feel-good juice. Nah. It's bonus juice. And the best way to explain that is this. Salivating at lunchtime. I wish I had a sweet tooth. Doesn't affect me, but I apologize. You go to your local neighborhood restaurant on a Monday night, and you're still hungry, and you order a slice of the chocolate cake, and you know it is delicious. You're going back on Friday, same table, same time, but the owner knows you because you're a regular, and it's your birthday. So she sends out a slice of chocolate cake with a candle on it as a surprise. I think I need a whole cake to put all my candles on now. And she sends out that slice, and you are surprised and delighted. You're getting more than you expect. And that is all because of dopamine. And it's why I call dopamine Viagra. When you see a sales sign, you're getting more than you expect. You're getting something for nothing. You're getting a bonus. And that is the problem. Dopamine is like a party popper in our brains. And it shoots. And it goes bam. And it acts quite a lot like cocaine on our brains. And it really makes us want to spend. And of course, to stop you emptying your bank account every time you hit the mall, you have to clear the dopamine away very fast. Unfortunately, some of us have a Dyson vacuum cleaner to clear up that party popper. Not everybody, though. 1 in 4 people has that. And I love the way that there are people laughing a little louder than the others, and they're the people going, yeah, that's me. These are those people. The people camping out for Black Midnight. They're the people who quite literally find bargains impossible to resist. They're the closest we could find to bargain addicts. I think there's worse things, to be honest. But. So now we have this situation where bargains have proliferated because supply and demand has upended. And it syncs brilliantly with how much our brains love bargains. And so it goes on. So what we've got is a vicious and kind of delicious circle that just keeps going round and round and round every Thanksgiving. But frankly, I'm sure you're all just thinking, yeah, that's great, that's really great, but what's in it for me? How do I take advantage of this? But don't worry, we're going to get to that. And that's what I call the 3 A's of discount shopping. And this is why you should never pay full price for anything again. The first is ask. I have a friend who wanted to prove me wrong about my thesis, and she was about to buy a $50 frame at Pottery Barn. She was about to pay with her credit card, and she turned to the sales assistant and said, "I'm so sorry, I should have asked, are there any promotions available today?" This was in San Francisco. And the sales assistant didn't miss a beat and said, "Oh yeah, I could take 15% off. Would that be okay?" Bloomingdale's in New York, Miami, San Francisco, and right here in Chicago has a 10% off program for visitors, however the sales assistant deems a visitor. So practice your foreign accents, just go in. Ministry of Funny Walks and Foreign Accents. All you have to do is ask. Haggling is not about aggression and unpleasantness. It's about saying, "Hey, these shoes are super cute, but I told myself, couldn't buy shoes today. Do you have any flexibility on the price?" All they can say is no, but I bet you 90% of the time they're not going to. So that's the first A of discount shopping. The second is automate. That proliferation of deals means it's really overwhelming. I'm sure everyone has their email inbox just full of just, this promotion, that promotion. Well, here's a way to get away from that. I do 3 things. 1, I have a special Twitter feed just for deals, where I sign up for deal sites and also your favorite brands. Once a day, refresh it, and you'll see whatever promo codes are going live that day. Secondly, I love a service like Shop It To Me, where I fill out what I'm looking for. I'm saying, I love John Varvatos pants. Please email me when they go on sale. And I know that I only get an email from Shop It To Me when what I want is on sale. So it's very seductive. My third favorite new discovery is a button called Poach It. It's like Stumble Upon for deals, and you install it on your browser. When you have a product on the page in front of you, you just hit the Poach It button. And if there's a coupon available anywhere online, Poach It will display it. I was buying a bunch of flowers on 1-800-Flowers a couple of weeks ago. Hit Poach It, 20% off. Thanks very much. So that's the second A of discount shopping. We've got ask and automate. The third A is avoid the middleman. If there are so many sellers vying for our attention, why don't you cut out the ones who charge you more? Go directly to the manufacturer. In an internet-enabled world, we're going to talk a lot about, there's going to be some very interesting stories about how the internet has changed consuming. But in an internet-enabled world, why not go to the people who pass on that saving because they're direct to consumer? Everlane is an amazing men's and women's tops, shirts, accessories company in San Francisco, where the t-shirts are $15, but they would be $65 at retail, and they explain how they're passing on the saving. Project Gravitas is a New York-based company of LBDs with built-in shapewear. Those dresses, they'd probably be $1,000 at retail. How much do they sell for? $300. Avoid the middleman. So those are the 3 A's of discount shopping. Ask, automate, and avoid the middleman. There has never been a better time to be a shopper. We're not overwhelmed. We're completely in pole position. And we should make the most of it, frankly. And I want you to promise me that you'll try it, that you'll try Googling for a promo code, or you'll just go through the Sunday paper a little more carefully and just see if there's a coupon. Or you'll ask someone in a store, is that the best you can do? Because if you try it, I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. Because today, there is no reason for anyone to ever pay full price for anything ever again. And that includes every one of you. Thank you.